silly sports superstitions, who would you rather go for a beer with, and Christmas songs that are actually just winter songs. The voice of reason joins the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. 4 beer sports talk and a whole lot more. Let's get into her.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talk and a whole lot more. Join host Brent Radlinski as he bellies up to the bar and gets the conversation going that'll make you think you're sitting in your local watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so sit back, grab a few beers, and let's get into it. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talking a whole lot more for this 8th day of December 2025. Today's show, as always, is brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420SEAT and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to bellyupsports.com for all their great articles and other podcasts, such as No Credentials Required. And my favorites, college football podcasts out there right now, Tailgate on the Quad. Fantastic stuff. Lots of good stuff at Belly Up Sports. And thank you to everybody who's joins us on the show tonight live on YouTube. And make sure you like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff to make sure you hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of the great stuff that we have over here at the 1420 Sports Bar. Tonight we are joined by the voice of reason. She's on the IL a little bit, but there's my better half. Deanne is joining us way upstairs. Bernie's probably at her feet somewhere. Bernie the Wonder Mutt's just over yonder. But Deanne's going to join us on a Monday night from here on in. The voice of reason joining the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. Deanne, how you doing tonight?
Hello, everyone. You'll have to excuse me. I'm not at my best. A little under the weather today, but I made a commitment, and I'm not bailing on the first night. So here we are. Feel like my body got hit by a Mack truck a little bit. I'll mute when I cough, but happy to be here.
I put this up this morning, not thinking, because I usually don't about that stuff. You said you were feeling a little bit ill, but I didn't know the realm here. But you're going to power through it. But take us back. Let's go. Jesus, man, time flies when you're having fun. About 6 weeks when the Toronto Blue Jays, we were at Boston Pizza watching the game. Toronto Blue Jays were winning, and then we said, we should maybe change locations and see if you want to watch it at home, not be amongst a bunch of strangers, want to yelp and holler a little bit. So you're a very superstitious person when it comes to the world of sports and a lot of things in general. You're a creature of habit to no end for those who don't know you. Are you single-handedly responsible for the Toronto Blue Jays losing the World Series in Game 7?
I very well might be. I have this long-standing theory that if your team is winning, you do not change locations. Doesn't matter where you are. If it's a major game and you're watching somewhere, or you happen to be at work and you're seeing it on your phone or whatever the case might be, you go out somewhere and I'm done for the night. Let's go home and finish watching the game. Nope. If your team is winning, do not leave the location you are in. Because it was such a monumental evening, I'm going to be emotional. I knew that. I spent the entire series leading up to Game 7 not really believing Toronto could pull it off. I have Leafs derangement syndrome, and that means that you have an inferiority complex. You want your team, but you never think it's really going to happen. And I thought that was going to happen with the Jays until about the 8th inning. And I let myself relax and went, holy shit, we're going to do it. And then it didn't happen. Baseball happened. It's no one's fault. I could analyze and psychoanalyze over and over. I did that night. I did the day after. And then life goes on. But there were moments leading up. I think it was, Halloween? Was Halloween Game 7? Or was it November
Friday
1st?
night was Halloween Game 6, and Game 7 was the November 1st
Right.
on the Saturday.
that Wednesday, I was contemplating taking a red eye to Toronto and staying with family and going down to the bird cage or whatever I think they were calling it. Cause I did the Jurassic Park thing in 2019. My brother and I went there for game 5 and they lost and then won the following evening. But
see, even though we see each other, I'm going to
stuff.
interrupt you for half a second here. Cause even though we, like you say, you're a creature of habit and you want your team to win. What's funny is like when you went to the game 5, I think it was to watch it at Jurassic Park, they lost. So that should have been your sign right there to say, you know what? I shouldn't even think about
it. It was in the back of my head.
I shouldn't
even very well in the back of my head.
If they lose, it maybe it's me. And question, point number 2 that I have for you, like this is actually kind of funny. You have all these crazy superstitions when it comes to what you wear, the cup you drink out of, where you sit, on and on it goes when it comes to the world of sports. Like we didn't watch.
I don't watch the cup. I don't watch the Jays cup.
Bernie the Wonder Mutt's making an appearance. He's right here. You have all these crazy superstitions, but your team's never won.
Okay, let me defend myself a little bit.
Like in your formative years of watching sports, your team has never won. So all these superstitions that you come, they're not really your team. They're just from the city.
They're my third team.
Of what?
They're my third team. Of what?
Okay.
Well, in my tier of like my go-to team.
But your teams have never won, so these superstitions should all be moo, like Joey says. Well, who cares what Cal says?
They are. Like
so how do you keep going with them then?
In my heart of hearts, I know I have no bearing on the outcome of a professional team's win, loss, or draw, or whatever the case. I
don't think that's true. I
feel like there's a little sense of like control or participation or participation in some grand way that all the fans do. I mean, people wear certain jerseys. I'll wear a certain shirt and go, they won, okay, now I'm going to keep wearing that. And then they lose and go, okay, I can't wear that anymore. I know it means nothing.
Do you?
Deep down, of course I do.
So then why? So because you go through like, and I'm gonna like not unveil a ton of secrets here, obviously, at the Voice of Reason podcast, your game day traditions and everything. But like you go through some pretty extensive things that starts at 6 in the morning when you get yourself out of bed till when the game starts to make sure you're doing this and this. It's not quite that
drawn out, but I always wear blue on a Leafs or Jays day. In some form or another. I've done that for years. And it's just for my own personal satisfaction. I know it means nothing. Well,
it's a good conversation. I just got killed, but that's the end of that. Like that, I have some superstition. I'm not just pointing my finger at you, obviously, but
we all do it.
Everybody does it.
They've done fantastic commercials. They do hockey commercials and BP's commercials and beer commercials and people's traditions and their jersey tossing, or like, I have to face this way or else they won't score. Like it's the beauty of sport because you have no control. You have zero control. And in this, I feel like there's a sentimentality to participate in the progress of something you care about. And I think that's all it is. I know deep down that I have no bearing on how it ends, but it's fun to put your input in as best as you can.
There's an old, like in the game, like you become, since we've been together, more of a baseball fan, and you did some stories that I tell. Do you believe in the no-hitter curse, that the announcer can't say no-hitter, or anybody in the building can't say no-hitter, or like if we're watching a game 3,000 miles away from where it's actually happening, that you can't say it? Because the great Vin Scully, because when he started on radio, he thought it was his job to if people just tuned in when they're driving home, that they should know that the no-hitter was happening or whatever was happening in the game. Do you believe in that? Because almost without fail, when the notification comes up on my phone that there's a no-hitter in Houston,
everybody tunes in,
and it's over. It's like, oh, well, that was no fun. Like,
I think Vin Scully has an exemption from the universe, but I do believe, like, again, it doesn't mean anything, but once people say it, people get frustrated when it's like, what's the trophy for the conference final in hockey that no one wants to touch?
The Campbell Conference Cup and the Prince of Wales trophy.
Like, it's not just the fans. The players have the same thing too, right? Like, there's lots of superstitions that exist within teams and within sport.
Is it just stupid?
Well, if you're a stick in the mud, it's stupid. But if you're not nuts, you know that it has no bearing, but it's fun. I think it's fun.
I'm not saying you're certifiably, but I mean, there are some things you go, whoa, like that. Like,
and then when the season's over, I put it all away. I won't wear a single Jays item until April. There's no Leafs usage or memorabilia or anything. No cups, no shirts, no nothing from May.
Yes, it ends in May. Like,
it's not June.
Like that's like I want to, like, what's got to happen for you to make? Could maybe it is you.
Well, no, because I've gone to games in Toronto, and
no, not that one, but like maybe because like you always like you have your Leaf cup in front of you, and you got your Toronto shirt on, and the Leafs, and you watch the games, and at what point do you go, okay, maybe these superstitions, what I'm doing is actually it might be my fault a little bit, because you drink your hot run up out of your Leafs cup.
I don't think I have any bearing
if you believe it one way, so you take, because everybody does it,
well,
but if you take it one way to an extreme, shouldn't you take it the other way to an extreme as well and go, maybe I should change what I've been doing because it hasn't been working since 68. Maybe I should change these things, because you weren't born in 68, obviously, because that would make you older than me. But maybe I should not do these things since the year you were born and you became a former Leaf family living in Toronto to now. Maybe you should go, okay, if I believe in these one way, maybe I should believe in them the other way and not do any of it. And maybe that would change the fortune.
That's the joy of a superstition in something that you have no control over, is that you can make it work for you however you see fit. Like, you're right. I mean, I think as a Leafs fan, I've never gotten to the point where I'm a jersey thrower or I walk away or give up and think that somehow that might have something to do with, if I stop paying attention, it might save the heartache, or it might suddenly turn the other way. I know it's ridiculous. Like, let's all understand that I'm not off my rocker.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to portray that.
No. And neither is any other fan who is superstitious. I mean, there's extremes, obviously, but it's half the fun. And it's something to participate in because you're not on the team. I don't get to go to the games all the time. Any of those scenarios. So it's my own little personal satisfaction in my own internal participation. I know, and even if I stop doing all those things, it's almost like it's taking the fun out of it for me.
Is there some that even you go, this is a bit ridiculous, but you think you have to do it? Because like back in 2015, I remember you really got into Jays fever more than I've ever seen you before. We'd known each other for quite a few years prior to that. But 2015, when you really got into it, and like you were full, like the whole country was Jays fever.
Oh, 100%.
Was there some that you like, I have to do this again, because they kept winning and winning and winning, and all of a sudden.
Oh, they were at that time. The job that I was working at, I had a whiteboard on my office door, and I was like, okay, 2 games to go. This is a thing. I would update every day. I'd have little doodles on there. I got the whole office was involved. I was doing Instagram stuff about participating because they were on a heater. Now, and not to say that like I jumped the bandwagon. I've always loved the Jays. I remember 92, 93. We had, I grew up in Alberta. Let's make it clear. I'm not pretending anything, but we'd only been in Alberta for 5 or 6 years at that point. Like, we were still very much more connected with any friends and family than we are like over the years. My brain mixes it up because I was only 10 years old at the time. And in my head, the Joe Carter home run was against Atlanta, but those are opposite years. So what?
Big fan, eh?
I was 10. So the way I remember,
it's been shown 1,000 times.
I know. Well, they only show Joe Carter. They don't show.
Well, they show through the pitch. It was Mitch Williams of the Phillies. Like it's not
in my head. Like, I know it's wrong.
And you've had more than enough time to fix that.
My brain both of those events into one together. Like I remember sitting on my living room floor on my belly, like 2 feet from the TV watching it. But in my head, I remember the Atlanta series vividly. And then I remember the Joe Carter home run. And in my head, those were the same series. And I have no recollection of the Philly series, like nothing, which is weird, but that's it. So by the time 2015 came around, and 2016 was like a good run too, it was like the Leafs have, like, nothing has happened with the Leafs in years. 93 was the closest thing that came to it, but that wasn't worth of anything. I could go on a whole tangent about how my dad feels about Wayne Gretzky from that series, but that was the closest time. That was the first time, 2015 was the first time that my team was in it, like in the big show. Well, they didn't make it to the World Series. I understand that. But the run that they were on was so unstoppable, it felt at the time. I remember watching that 5th inning of the ALCS like it was yesterday. And I remember defending Batista's bat flip, and people were a little mad about it. And because of the buildup of that game, I don't like showboating. I don't like hockey players. I don't like that sort of thing. But when that happened, it was exactly what was needed at that moment. I didn't like how the fans behaved after the fact, throwing shit and doing all that stuff. But to me, that run was it. And this year, when I thought, like, it's going one step further, and like, I like the Dodgers. You know that. I don't. Yeah. Freddie Freeman is one of the, like, you can't dislike that guy. You just can't. And he's a clutch guy every time he comes to bat. He always shows up when it's needed. We watched last year against the Yankees, and it was hard for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, the Dodgers have won.
Tonight's show isn't about me. Let's not bring up some bad memories. Let's not get into that.
2.5 or 1.5, because I feel like 2020 is only a half year. World Series in the last 5. I'm going, okay, this is it. It's the little team that could. And by the time the World Series came around, they were even contenders. This wasn't like, oh, I can't believe the Jays made it. They deserved to be there. They were talented. They played like a team, which is like a whole other thing that you and I talked about.
That's next week's Voice of Reason podcast, playing like a team.
We
disagree on that ad nauseum. Like a team.
I've been proven right. It's just you don't like how I say it.
Yeah, you say it like it's ridiculous, but
like it's hokey, but it's real.
Like 6 weeks later, or whatever it's been now, 7 weeks, I guess. And I remember when we came downstairs afterwards, and after Game 7 on the Sunday morning, and we were both just bummed. And it was just over. And that was kind of that was almost a worse feeling than the night before. Like when they
we
lost,
even said to each other, like,
it was like,
what are we
doing? No more games
tonight?
Tonight. There's no. Like there's nothing, there's no buzz. You're all like,
our life revolved around those games.
For how many weeks? And then when
even the travel day between Game 2 and 3 and game like the travel days, I was like, what am I going to do tonight? Cook dinner?
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that another day too. Actually, no, you cook a lot. Bernie the Wonder Mutt, he loves it when you cook. But yeah, it was just when it was over, that was almost worse, because like I watch a absorbent amount of baseball games, and like and then it was just over, and then like you were so involved in it, and everybody that we knew was involved in it, and it was just over, and that was almost a worse feeling. You're like, it's just done. Like when they lost, like obviously we were like you were a lot more upset than I was. I mean, I was highly
sad. I was sad because, and let me explain something also.
If you would have just worn a different color shirt, I think that would have changed the outcome for sure.
I think that, let me say one more thing about like how it ends when it's over. It's not, those players might go on, other than Mattingly. That's the most heartbreaking thing ever. I thought he was finally going to get his ring. The players on a team come and go over the years, over the decades, no matter what it is, baseball, hockey, football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Players come and go. They oftentimes have an opportunity to win a championship in their relative sport on a different team years later, whatever the case might be. The thing is, for me, when you're a fan, it's not even about the players, unless every once in a while that like there's a good story, like I said, about Mattingly or whatever. But It's the fan base. These people have invested lives, not lives like people have a life and you go on with your life. But my grandparents were Leaf fans. My parents are Leaf fans. My brother's Leaf fans. My friends are Leaf fans. You're a Leaf fan. I'm a Leaf fan. It's more than just the team. It's the city. It's the community. It's the fandom. The thing like you can put aside race, creed, color, religion, like all of these things, politics. Nobody cares at a sporting event. You're just there for the team, one side or the other, red or blue, like whatever. That's what's so heartbreaking is that you get
first
so
political
into
shot in a long time here in the 1420 Sports Bar, but whatever. That's
no, I meant red or blue, like team colors.
Oh, I thought you meant
no. That was just like I said. Like
we really
like,
try not to do that after a couple of beers. They never turns out
like Cardinals versus Blue Jays. Like I'm just talking like you know when you play flag football and you're like yellow or red, like whatever. That's all I mean. And it's more than the team. It's what the team represents for the community it's a part of. Like it was such a beautiful thing in 15 and 16 this year to see. You've said it a million times, when the Jays are relevant, it makes all of baseball better. Everybody's into it. Everybody has something to talk about. It builds community. Like you and I said a million times, like anyone who doesn't like sports doesn't get it. It's not about the game. It's not about the game. It's what sports represents.
You mentioned that I know, like I've had the pleasure of watching Leafs games with your father and your brother. Your brother he's a little more level-headed. He gets a little bit upset, but your dad, when something didn't go as planned in his head, he gets a little bit rambunctious.
My grandfather was like that too. I've said this to you before. The first time I ever heard my grandfather swear was during a Leafs game, and I mean like swear, and I'm going whoa. And they grew up there. Right.
I find it funny.
They grew up when it was original 6 teams and they went to the Garden and all of that stuff. So I feel like their frustration comes from a different place than mine.
Like, I don't know what your dad, he'd be happy, but if they won a Stanley Cup, and it's not just your dad, it's Leafs fans in general, because we watch a lot of Overdrive and everything. I don't know what Leafs fans would do if they actually won one. Like, I don't think that they'd be happy for an hour, but they tomorrow morning, like the Stanley Cup Finals was tonight, and they won in Game 7. They'd be like, "Hey, that's great," and then tomorrow morning they'd be bitching about why didn't they win it in 6. Like that's how Leafs fans are. Like I think it would be it'd be a tough thing for Leafs because they're so.
Well, I think you're right because like obviously
they wouldn't know how to accept winning.
I would just cry. I would do a lot of crying. I would cry a lot just because it would mean so much to me. Like I said, it's not about the players. I could give 2 shits about Austin Matthews.
You know what's funny, Dan? We're 23 minutes and 3 seconds into this show, and you swore 3 times, and I've yet to. Not that that one's a terrible one.
I haven't dropped any F-bombs.
And it's fine. It's fine. It's a sports bar. We're supposed to do that. I just find it funny that you're the first.
I'm counting 2.
It's good.
But like. When let me equate it to the Raptors championship because let me say one thing first of all, the demographic for basketball is very different. It skews younger. It's just a different demographic, and Toronto's the perfect city for that. It just is. And when my brother and I went to Game 5 and they lost, like I said, it was a red eye. We flew in, flew out, went right back to the airport after the game was over, and we were really disappointed in the whole shebang. But after we saw what happened, because we were back home in Alberta by the time Game 6 happened, whether it was the next night or no, it wasn't a travel day because it was still at home. It was 6 and 6, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, they won on the road.
No, I thought it was Game 6.
No, it went 2-3-2.
Anyway, whatever. When they won, downtown was swarming with people. What did you say?
Big fan, hey? Like the one championship in 150 years. You can't remember that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's semantics.
Well, it does.
There's like a handy dandy device I could just double check.
Yeah. Research in the 1420
anyway,
podcast hasn't really been our strong suit over the years, but yeah.
After Game 6,
fitting right in. So
the city was just swarming with people, but nobody rioted. There was partying. Like there was a couple probably outliers that did some dumb stuff. And at the end of the day, my brother and I went, if we had been there for that game, we wouldn't have made it to the airport for our flight that was 5 hours later. Like, it was chaos, but in the best way possible. Now, I think the Jays fans would be the same. If the Jays had won the World Series, the city would have flooded with people in the streets and fun and partying and all that stuff. For the Leafs, I don't know. Like, I don't know how people would react, because I feel like they've lost.
Like, they've been around for so long, and it's generations of disappointment.
Yeah.
Generations. And
I've said to you,
because the Raptors,
a lot of times.
Let's just say it, the Raptors would have blown it in 7.
I feel like, you and I have said this, I feel like if the Leafs won a Stanley Cup, it would be like when the Cubs won the World Series.
Yeah. I think that's
it's such analogy. A generational deep.
Let's just hope don't wait 108 years, because I'll be long gone by that point.
Although I feel like the Cubs fans like handled it with
I'm going to out with you, but yeah, it's only a story for another day. But there wasn't rioting, like just like not. There's a lot of cities that does happen in.
Like, we wouldn't be in Vancouver.
Well, they lost both times
in 2011.
Both times they lost. 2094. They riot 94.
Didn't they riot in 94 too?
Yeah, they rioted in 94 and 2011, and just whenever they get a chance, it's just what. Yeah, well, I was going to say something funny, but I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I don't know how Leafs fans would handle it. I really don't. I don't think there would be.
I think I would actually have a hard time going, it really happened. It really happened. And I'm going, and that's one of those scenarios where I'm going, okay, I'm selling kidneys, I'm remortgaging the house, like I'm doing whatever I can to be in. I don't need to be in the building. I want to be in Maple Leaf Square. I need to be in that environment. Not because like it means too much to me sentimentally. Does that make sense? Yeah. 10 years later, I'm probably going to remember 2 players off the team. I don't care. It's the Leafs raising the banner. It's the city winning.
Here's the problem. Here's the thing, Deanne. Here's the thing.
Yes, Brent.
I think you would have to. Stern finger wagging. She's two stories up. If you didn't go in the building and you were at the Loose Moose or whatever in Toronto, and then you decided I want to go somewhere else.
No.
To Real Sports or to Gretzky's isn't there anymore, obviously, but you wanted to go somewhere else, and they were up 3-2 going into the third, and you go, I want to go over here instead.
Nope.
And then they
you better decide at the beginning of the night.
You just did it with the Jays.
I shouldn't have.
You just did it.
Did I or did I not say to you, I'm going to regret this if they blow this? Did I not say that when we left?
I wasn't listening. I can't remember. I'm sure I was like, because we were going to leave during game 6 too,
and then we didn't because what was the play? Something happened. It was Springer.
Springer hit the home run. And, yeah,
because we were like, I'll pay our tab and get out of here and get home before the thing is over. And then we're like, oh, and that was when they won. That's when they won the CS. That was game 7 for the CS. No.
You're
Yeah.
getting them
because I remember sitting there crying because they were going to the World Series.
Are you sure?
When Springer, I thought you should know, big fan.
Well, I'm not a big Jays fan. You see all this crap behind me.
Yeah, the Springer, I don't know if it was game 6 or game 7, but it was what sent that game, not that play. That game is what sent him to the World Series.
No, because we left BP's on
we didn't leave that night because we sat there, we were sitting there, and
on
I was
Halloween
all
night we stuck around, and that was in the World Series.
I'm talking about the CS when they won game 7.
Oh God. Would you just listen? I wasn't
they
talking about
blues, man.
I'm not at all. Like I'm just
then.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
It was the CS that Springer hit the home run earlier in the game that changed, and then they scored and whatever. And then that game we were going to leave because they were losing. And then we stayed after that happened. And that's the night that they went, they advanced to the World Series.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. We were going to leave and didn't.
What would have to happen for you to lose your, like the Jays have licked the jar a couple of times. The Leafs haven't. And they're at a point now where they don't even break your heart. Like they don't even break, you just go, yeah, this is what it is. Like at any point, are you just going to go
heartbroken? But like it's like being used to it. It's expected, and you're sarcastic.
Like it's not even heartbroken. A high school breakup. You're like, yeah. Right.
I'm cynical, and then I get a little bit of hope, and then that gets dashed, and I go, yeah, I shouldn't have had my hopes up. It's like an abusive relationship where you go, oh, baby, I'll never do it again. And then they do.
Like, it's got to get to a point where you're like, I'm not even bugging.
No, I'm never going to be a jersey thrower. Like, I know that. I will say awful things about them, but you will only criticize those that you love. If I didn't care, I wouldn't care.
Huh?
If I didn't care, I wouldn't care. You only criticize those that you love. I'll say the worst things about them. I'll criticize them up, down, and backwards. And I'll say awful things about management. I'll say awful things about administration. I'll say awful things about their players, people that they overpay for no reason that have proved nothing, that I've been talking about for 7 or 8 years, however long some of these contracts have been. But I'm never going to give up on the team because, like I said earlier, just bring it full circle. The players come and go. And I said this to you before, that it's something to do with the administration, something to do with the organization, something to do with the club, because I've equated the Leafs to be like one of those employers that no matter how staff comes and goes, it's always a toxic workplace. Something is in the water, not in the city of Toronto, in MLSE. And I don't like the fact that the Jays are under that umbrella in a roundabout way now.
Kind of, sort of, not really.
Yeah, something's up, something's fishy.
What's going to happen first? I mean, recency bias. The Jays kind of came out of nowhere this year, and holy, because they were last place in the AL East last year, and all of a sudden they're in the World Series game, up 3-2 with going home. They probably should have won, but baseball happened. Like I said a few weeks back, one of the top 3 greatest World Series I've ever witnessed in my life.
I feel like I was biased in thinking that, but other people, like more professional people, have said that, and I was like,
more
okay.
Professional than me?
No, like, not that you're not, but like
really not.
Like ESPN, TSN analysts, like
the big guys,
like people who are at networks.
Yeah, people get paid for this crap.
Not that I put too much stock in people for like their opinions. Their whole job is opinion.
But so, like they kind of fell into one, and they're going to spend some money in this offseason.
But it was a really, really amazing
It was an amazing run. But it can all fall sideways next year, right? It can. They got up that quick and got down this quick.
And that's what happened in 2015. Everyone started paying attention in July. They made the Tulowitzki trade. David Price showed up. Like, they made all of those things in 2015. And suddenly everyone went, hey, what's going on with the Jays? So that run lasted a little bit longer. No one was paying attention to the Jays this year until like September.
Who's more likely to win one I'm not going to reveal your age here, but who's more likely to win by the time you turn 50? Toronto, the Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Toronto Blue Jays?
Well, probably neither, but the Jays first.
As long as you keep wearing, blue shirts and drinking out of those mugs, I mean, what can go wrong?
Maybe I'll just wear red every game day and just like be opposite.
See, that's what I'm getting at.
Maybe I should start being a Red Sox fan.
Well, then you.
And then I can curse them myself.
You and Bernie can live down the street.
I can use my powers for good instead of evil.
Maybe is that what it's going to take?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you just want your team to win, and then it just doesn't. You try to do it, and it like superstitions are funny. Like they are. Like we all have. Like I have a few here and there, but not like you said. Like I don't wear Yankees crap. As soon as they're done, I put it away.
And like again, to just reiterate from the beginning, like these little superstitions are just fun for me. They're not like I don't base them in like reality. They're just fun.
I can't believe you. Like I talk to you on a daily basis. This isn't just like now you're in front of the masses. I don't believe you.
Do you actually think that if I don't use the right mug when I wake up?
Why do you? Like you don't wash it.
Because I like it. because I
You
like
don't
it.
you don't wash it. You make sure I don't wash it. It sits here. You put this on first. You make sure.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you were game with my theory for your Yankees stuff until it was over.
Like what?
Well, you used the Yankees mug. Like, oh yeah, I won't wash it. They won last night.
Well, I had to try.
You did it too.
Losers. Got to try something. Like Cashman ain't doing nothing to help that team. But anyways, that's our superstition. We'll be right back after a word more sponsors over there at Righteous Felon. Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at righteousfelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky. Righteous Felon Jerky, proud supporter of Belly Up Sports. Go to righteousfelon.com and save yourself 15% on the best jerky in the land by using promo code Belly Up Sports and get yourself some holiday treats for stockings and heck, feed them to your dog, whatever. Bernie the Wonder Mutt might quite like those. Try to pick some up for old Bernie. Deanne, a few weeks back, we were laughing. We had a couple of beverages. We got some laughs about different people we like to go for a drink with and have and who would you rather walk into a bar with and have the conversation with. And it got and they weren't wrong answers. Some of them just weren't as right as others. But I want to kind of rehash that. I got some new ones. But I think, if I recall correctly, the scenario was if we were to walk into the garage bar and grill in Medicine Hat, or pub and grill, whatever they call it, in Medicine Hat there, which we've used to work at and I frequented on a regular basis, or the Silver Buckle, whatever bar, whatever town your local watering hole is, and what celebrities or rock stars you'd rather walk in with. And we had some pretty lively conversations, but I want to rehash and refresh my memory what the premise of it was, if you recall.
I initially thought we were going back and forth with like fun scenarios like that. We must have been watching something on TV. And then one of us said, okay, who would you rather, if you could fly anybody in for one night only? Now, and I misunderstood your question when you first said it. And you said, I think you told me, shoot. Now, there's a little backstory about me and my fandom of David Bowie. But I think you told me David Bowie, Billy Joel, Elton John. Does that sound right?
Rings a bell a little bit.
And I think you gave me that initial thing, and I thought you meant out of those three artists, who would you want to do like a one night show in like a local watering hole, like an intimate show with like 25 people or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had an answer. And then I realized your actual question was, who would you rather have to join you and sit and have a drink? And then we threw Bruce Springsteen out there. We threw a bunch of them out there. Jimmy Buffett, any of those scenarios. And when it comes down to it, like for me, like there's that story about Bono and
Matt Muldoon.
And I'm going like, I would hang out with Bruce Springsteen in a hot second.
I'll give the backstory for those who don't recall. Matt Muldoon was when the early inception of the 1420.
This is the greatest story I've ever heard.
So Matt Muldoon, friend of mine, his sister was in Ireland or England or somewhere, whatever. And
like some pub in the UK.
They're in some pub in Dublin, let's just say. And they saw Muldoon's sister and her friend walked up. That Bono was in the pub sitting there with another guy, some guy in a leather jacket, just sitting there having a drink, having a meal, whatever. So Muldoon's sister, I can't remember her name, walks up to the table and said, "Hey, can we have your picture?" to Bono, and then asked the other guy sitting there to
take the picture.
To take the picture. Well, they take the picture and they kind of laugh, and the guy who took the picture kind of laughed and kind of went away. And then the people like the Bono and the
bartender. I think you said the bartender.
the other Bono and the other dude left, and the bartender went up to Muldoon's sister and said, "Hey, didn't you ask the other guy for an autograph either?" She's like, "No, why would I?" It was Bruce Springsteen. That
hanging out with Bono.
Hanging out with Bono in some bar in
Dumbest story
Dublin.
ever. So he took the picture.
Yeah. And then he took a
like,
picture.
How kind is that to just be like as humble as possible, to not be like,
whatever,
hey,
I'm Bruce Springsteen. You should know my picture too. So yeah, so that's kind of the premise of this.
I just feel like, so to go back to your question, I feel like Bruce Springsteen, I just like that story. But I feel like if you're just sitting there having a drink with the guy at a table, he would be the most down-to-earth, easygoing, great stories, but not pretentious, salt of the earth, like with some class and some grace. Like I was like, he's the answer, hands down. Like David Bowie to me is too iconic. I would have him on some sort of pedestal. I'm like, he's not a real human. I don't want to talk to him and ruin it. Elton John seems like a regular dude, I think, but I don't know. Billy Joel, I think, would have good stories. So we were going back and forth about cool stuff like that.
Let's go with the would you rathers here. Go for drinks with, because I actually you just said Billy Joel, who we both seen live in concert at the Garden, and Bruce Springsteen, we just seen live in Calgary just about around this time last year.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have drinks with? Roll into a bar and just sit there, Springsteen or Billy Joel?
Springsteen. I think. I don't want anyone getting upset with me. I really like Billy Joel. I think he's a little bit more pretentious. I get the sense that he's a little bit more. I think he used to have a good time, because I've seen some documentaries.
He did quit drinking something. Yeah, thanks.
But I think that Billy Joel knows he's Billy Joel. If that makes sense. Yeah. I don't mean that as a bad thing. But I'd rather hang out with Springsteen.
Now, let's go to this one here, because this is a little bit, it's the same but different. And they're both pretty rambunctious personalities. And who would you rather have drinks with, Pink or Miley Cyrus?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Because I love them both. Like I've seen Miley Cyrus with Billy Joel. I know it bothers my sister a lot. There's a backstory there. But we saw Pink in Vancouver last September of 2024.
I think Miley Cyrus is highly talented, and I'm a very large fan of hers. And I think she's awesome. Like, I think she's cool as hell, and I think she's super talented. And I think she's great, but I'd rather hang out with Pink, because Pink is, I feel like, as a human being, she's more relatable. She is unbelievably talented, but such a straight moral, not that Miley Cyrus isn't, like a straight moral compass person who I get the sense that, I don't know how to phrase it, that she's confident in her opinions without being a jerk about it. I think she has a persona as a performer, but I think she's more down to earth and relatable. And not I'm not a parent, but she's a mom, and she makes jokes about I got baby food on me. That sort of relatability. I think that, and she's fun. She's done her stuff. She was a little bit of a rebel when she was younger. I think she would have awesome stories, but be Pink. I would much rather hang out with Pink, not because I think anything against Miley Cyrus, but I think she's a little bit more quirky and a little bit more artsy, and I think I'd be more intimidated by her.
By Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, because she's more rock chick, and I feel like it would be intimidating.
Then Pink?
But Pink is also relatable at the same time. It's a weird dichotomy, and that's what makes her so awesome.
Taylor Swift is Aaron from Bruno.
We weren't talking about Taylor Swift.
Aaron, Taylor Swift is coming up.
Taylor Swift is very relatable.
I don't think she's very relatable either. I don't have $1 billion in the bank, but
I think she's other than the dollar figures and commas.
We'll T-swizzle in half a second here. No, we'll go to the rock side of things, and I think I know your answer, but I don't know if we change venues and changed eras. this is tough. Would you rather go for drinks with Dave Grohl or Slash? And let's go Slash.
Dave Grohl.
Let's go for Slash at the like when he's only 2 or 3 bottles deep at the Rainbow in
That's not fun. To me, somebody smashed out of their head telling stories about debauchery when they were on tour isn't fun for me. Dave Grohl, I feel like have like the funny part of the story. Like when someone tells, when you're having a conversation and you're just all sitting around and you're doing whatever, I feel like Dave Grohl's stories would be crazy rock and roll stories, but again, more relatable. I feel like Slash's stories would be,
but I don't think like okay, actually, let's go to present day. I think like Slash has cleaned up his act. Obviously, he'd be dead if he didn't.
Well, yeah, 100%.
And I like when you hear him talk, he's pretty funny. He's got some pretty funny stories about stuff that was going on. How even before the Guns N' Roses. Like Dave Grohl's great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not a big Foo Fighters guy, but I don't know. Sitting around with Slash would be pretty freaking cool. It's Slash.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say no, but if I had to pick between the two to just sit with, like
I know you can't be wrong. It's your opinion, but I think you're kind of wrong.
My answer is Dave Grohl.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because Slash is too big of a rock star. I don't want to know him. I want him to stay being a rock star.
Not.
Again, she's relatable. It's the same thing I said about like David Bowie. Like he's too mystical and like ephemeral. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to know him better.
No, and when I know Heath, your favorite of all time. I like when we were talking about this a few weeks back. I forgot he was dead. Like it was because I just did. I just forget. I don't know. Because some guys just think they're gonna last forever. I don't know.
Yeah, Ziggy Stardust. He's the Goblin King. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know Ziggy Stardust.
Do you know the Goblin King?
No.
It's from Labyrinth.
I was busy being cool when that was on. I don't know what that was.
Oh, well, you take a poll of your listeners and you tell me how many of them love the Labyrinth. You're going to be in the minority.
More like our show than Labyrinth. I'm not going to make the assumption. Okay. You're a Swiftie. Like there's this thing, and Aaron, really honest part, Taylor Swift isn't relatable. Ha, just tuned in, like the idea. Aaron, we're gonna get together and it's been a while, but legends. There's no doubt she's a legend. She's got earworms that don't stop. And just that new one. What's it called? That I said I like. Opalite. Yeah, I was dancing that one yesterday. I was
like singing. It's too catchy. It's too catchy for anyone's own good.
But the legend, let's go with a legend and a living legend and a passed away legend. Who would you rather have a beverage with, if you could, and which would be more of a hassle, Elvis Presley or Taylor Swift?
Like in each of their primes?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to meet Elvis. I don't think I would want to meet Elvis. I think he was how do I say this? He was very, very talented, but I think he would be too I don't know how to put it, but I wouldn't want to meet Elvis. I would love to meet Taylor Swift, and not for like she seems so relatable. Like I would love to sit and have a drink with her and joke around and whatever, not talk about her music or ask her about her questions, just be a person. I think she's a big dork.
I don't know about this one.
Nope. I
think T Swift's talented and everything else, but to sit around a crap table with Elvis Presley in Vegas, that might be a hoot. Like that might be something.
I don't think he's that guy. I think he's a little bit more timid and quiet than I think that he was presented. I think he wouldn't be very much fun.
Okay, then go and then you sit. Then there it is. She'd tell you about her breakups. Well, they're on all her songs, Aaron. She doesn't have to tell you about them. Just play a song. It's one of those things. But with Elvis, even better. If you think that Elvis is not that guy, who's not going to be a great time. He might be the guy to sit with a pack of darts in like a grungy old bar and sit there when no one's around and no one knows who he is.
True.
And
That's true.
And just BS about life and tell you about how tough it might be. I mean, I wouldn't say it was. I mean, being Elvis wouldn't have been easy.
Well, growing up, he had a very, very,
and then
like,
being Elvis and then the way everything he was treated by the Colonel and just the everything. But I don't know, sitting around with Elvis might have been all right.
I think that he's a very large introvert, which is opposite to his performer persona. And I don't think that he would be a great conversationalist. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Elvis Presley.
I think if you open it up,
it's not a shot at him. I don't think that there's anything wrong. Well, I just think he'd be pretty.
He allegedly can't hear us right now, but whatever.
I think he would be very timid. I think he would be a very laid back conversationalist and not very engaging.
Take T Swift out of it.
I don't know the guy. It's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, he was dead before you were born.
Yeah, I think so.
77, I think, right? Yeah.
77, 78, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Take T Swizzle out of it. One celebrity you could sit down with and not get lit right up, but just have a few and just have a conversation. Name one that you like. This is the one I want to talk with.
Well, like musician
or athlete, not politician, because no one cares.
Well, because you and I talked about this, and like some of those late night guys, I would want to sit and talk to for hours. Like your Jimmy Kimmel, your Jon Stewart, your John Oliver, like those guys. I love those guys. Like to be a fly on a wall with all of them hanging out because they like to have a couple of beverages and they go to dinner parties together and they're funny and they're down to earth and they're smart. And I feel like they did a podcast themselves during the writer's strike.
Yeah.
And they're all friends with each other. I feel like they're like this new generation's like Rat Pack. Like, I think like they seem like the funnest people to be around in like a non-pretentious, funny, intellectual way.
Athlete then. Pick an athlete.
Pick an athlete?
Doesn't have to be playing right now, but it has to be alive because there'd be more fun to have drinks with than a dead person.
Than a dead person?
Yeah.
Well, Wendell Clark's my favorite Leaf.
From Kansas,
but I don't.
Saskatchewan.
And didn't he go to Notre Dame too?
Yes, he was a Notre Dame guy. He'd probably tip a few Pilsners back. There's no doubt about that.
I really liked. Who am I thinking of?
This is really good.
No, sorry. I don't mean to think so long on it. Yeah, okay. I'll just say Wendell Clark. I'll say Wendell Clark.
Wendell Clark. What would you ask him?
I don't know. Tell him what it was like to be in a sort of Leaf winning team.
To be a loser for his entire life?
Hey.
Well, not a loser. For non-winning teams. He's not a loser. For non-winning teams. I worded that.
I think those Overdrive guys would be fun to hang out with.
They're pretty funny. Yeah, they make me laugh. Everybody's
Noodles and were athletes, so
yeah. Everybody expects me to say Jeter, but I think there'd be very canned answers because he's a pretty canned guy.
And then wouldn't it kind of ruin the mystique if you actually
ruin the mystique? That's a good point. Like you were saying earlier on, like with certain guys, would ruin the mystique a little bit.
Like I don't want to meet David Bowie. I would never have wanted.
You're not going to have a chance.
Well, no,
because apparently he's dead. Like I said, I forgot. But yeah, I don't know. Certain guys you admire, and certain guys like a guy like Paul O'Neill, or even a broadcaster. I think like
I have my answer.
Sitting around Michael Kay would be fun. I think because
I have an answer. I remember.
And the thing they would have to be
Brett Gardner.
I
loved him.
I
loved him.
Yeah, he was pretty real.
I know that's a recent, like more recent, like it's not.
I think because we're small time celebrities here in big Lethbridge, Alberta. I think there would have to be a caveat a little bit that okay, if you're going to meet with me, you got to tell me the truth. There's none of this hiding behind closed door stuff.
But it's also confidential.
It's all confidential. It ain't getting out. It ain't getting nowhere. But it would have to be one of those things. Troy Sites, friend of the show, just tuned in. Hey, BR, didn't your uncle know it was my cousin? My cousin Builder Lego play for the Leafs. That might be a good conversation, actually. I should have probably said that. That would be probably a very good conversation to talk to Billy D about scoring 100 goals in the Western Hockey League and then going to play for the Leafs, losing with the Leafs. He's not a loser. He lost with the Leafs just like everybody else did. But yeah, that would be a good conversation to have.
Well, you just called Wendell Clark a loser.
I changed it. I went back on it. I said he played for a lot of losing teams. I changed that.
Fair.
But
no, I love Brent
Radlinski. Michael K would be fun to talk to.
Yeah, you said that Michael K would be amazing.
Behind the scenes guys, like that kind of stuff would be fun.
Yeah.
I think what you're like, it's if the caveat was in there where you didn't, where they kind of had to talk. Where I wouldn't
interview them about that kind of stuff. I'd want to talk to them like
people. Like
I would want to just like talk to them like people.
Like I don't care if a guy hit 220 or 320 and how he did. I want to hear about the juicy stuff.
Well, yeah, like I'm not looking for
juicy.
Gossip.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like not. Yeah, I know like I don't even want to hear my friend's juicy stuff. Why would I want to know what celebrities' juicy stuff? I could care less. It doesn't change my. Like my friend's juicy stuff would probably alter my life more than anything else because there's might be someone breaking up or whatever it might be, right? So it's just I don't know, just like bigger stars might be a bit tough. Like a guy like Noodles who wasn't a big star might be a lot of fun to talk to. Like on Overdrive, he's like these
middle level guys, right? Because then they're like still people. They're not
out of the back end of stuff, but
they're not wrecked by like high top end celebrity.
Right, whereas like a mid-level star, a mid-level person, about how they almost made it, like it was just they were one song away from getting there, and they had a contract, but didn't go anywhere. Like those stories might be a lot more fun.
Yeah,
I don't know, because a guy like you said, it's not relatable to me listening to Taylor Swift and $1 billion. All right, I don't know what that even means. Like I don't know what that even means.
Me neither.
To just be on private
like that's an unrelatable thing about some celebrities, like their volume, their vastness of money that they have at their access. But and I mean, and I've told you this over the years repeatedly, I don't idolize celebrities, I don't idolize athletes or actors or musicians or whatever, because you don't know them. It is a very curated image that's put out to the world with a PR team and an agent and a marketing team and like media training and all of these things that they all go through. And whatever you see on the screen or on your phone or whatever, it's curated, right? So you don't actually know who these people are. You have a perception, you can get a sense of something. So I don't like, I mean, you can be a fan of something. I'm a fan of lots of people, but I've never put anybody on a pedestal. What are you laughing
at? Aaron, I'm not going to pick Aaron Boone because we would not have and I'm a Boone guy. I like Boone a lot, but I'm not. It's the wounds are a little too fresh right now. I'll talk maybe in February when spring training starts.
Actually, yeah. Wouldn't you love to meet Aaron Boone and like talk to him?
Not right now.
Make some sense into him.
It'd be a very one-sided conversation right now. Like it would be very much more level-headed. 2026 brand new Brent is coming out. You just watch. Deanne nodding her head, full watching on YouTube.
What are you gonna put up on the walls? What color are you gonna start wearing?
Home, so when I can run my head into it and it disrupts things. Yeah, we're gonna. It's going fantastic. We're going to do half an hour. All of a sudden, we're into an hour. But because we're in the Christmas season, Deanne, we talk about it a lot. Christmas songs. We listen to Christmas music all the time. As soon as it hits November-ish, after November 11th. After Remembrance Day. And so we start talking. You can't play the Christmas songs until after Remembrance Day and everything else. So it's quite funny that we talk about that. And then they come out, and this has been my thing since we met, that a lot of songs aren't Christmas songs. They're winter songs. And let's play a little game.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Let's play not a Christmas song or a Christmas song. Pretty simple. There's your cough. Hope you start to feel better. You're okay. You have this concoction because I got sick back in one time in my life. I got sick back in 2019 I think it was. And you said, this will knock you out. This will get all it cures and ails you. And it did. Like I wasn't good.
No, I
Flu,
thought you were gonna
cold,
die.
like I was like when I say I'm not going to work, I must be sick. What's in your little concoction you're gonna knock yourself out with tonight?
Well, there's a couple of alcohols and a couple of medicated, like some neocitrin and stuff. There's like crushed up cold pills. There is citrus. There is tea. There's a lot of different things in there in one shot. There's cayenne pepper. Everything that it's a catch-all for all the things that are supposed, like aches and pains, stuffy, bad throat, not able to sleep. All of those things are made into one concoction, and you're supposed to heat it up. I came up with this myself. I'm not giving away any of my secret ingredients. You heat it up. You do the whole thing over with a towel, so you breathe in the steam of all the stuff.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
And then you drink it. You drink it as fast as you possibly can, because it's
you
also
said there
hot.
was booze. Like when you gave it to me, you said there was booze in it. It was about 9 a.m. Yeah, good. And I was out.
Oh
Like,
no,
I
there's
was
absolutely booze in it.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to help you sleep. And it does.
Yeah,
And there's
I slept for about
Jägermeister was cough
16
syrup.
hours, yeah.
Like when it was invented, Jägermeister was cough syrup. That's what it was for.
I'm not a big Yag guy.
I hate Yag, but it does the job.
No.
So it's all the stuff, and I've been waiting to do it all day because once I do it, I want to sleep.
I probably won't ever have a Jägermeister again in my life.
I've never had Jägermeister by ordering it myself. It's vile. That whole black licorice taste that lots of boozes have, like Sambuca, Ouzo. I don't like Ouzo.
Smell like cigarettes and brown liquor. Yeah.
Blech.
Good. Anyways, Christmas song or a winter song, because basically a lot of these songs, because like it's just a winter song with a Christmas pajamas on is all it is. Like really.
Yeah.
Down,
Yeah.
right? So Christmas song or a winter song, or can they be both? Walking in a winter wonderland, is it a Christmas song or a winter song?
Well, it's a winter song, but it's considered a Christmas song.
But why can't
it's about winter? You just said it the other night.
Why
so
can't the Montana
December 25th,
State Tourism or the city of
I can't be walking in a winter
why
wonderland?
Can't you walk in? Because that's what they promote is skiing and this and that and everything else. So why is it only played at winter? Like, wouldn't it be a marketing genius for the Whitefish Tourism Board to play Walking in a Winter Wonderland during ski season?
Exactly. Why does everybody have to get all sad as soon as December 25th is over?
Then it's just over. Can't play it anymore.
Let's try and parlay that into dealing with the rest of winter before spring hits, because January, February, and March suck.
Because there's more winter after Christmas than there is before Christmas.
Actually, technically, winter's like 3 days before Christmas.
The 22nd.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman, Christmas song or winter song?
Winter song.
So, by how it's put on us, kids
like
aren't
Parson
allowed.
Brown marries some people. Like the song has nothing to do with Christmas.
Nothing. So why don't they ever play like? So if a kid builds a snowman in February when it's actually prime snowman building situation, is he? It is. It's the best time when it's
stickier snow.
Stickier and it's better.
Yeah.
Is that kid gonna get ridiculed on Instagram because he made a snowman because it was after Christmas?
Well, I feel like the demographic of kids building snowman and also on Instagram is not overlapping very much, so I don't think that part's relevant. But
if I wasn't so lazy, I would build more snowmen.
Well, you should. We could have built one this week when the snow is out there just right. We got a Chinook today.
Baby, It's Cold Outside. Once got canceled a couple years ago. Christmas song or not a Christmas song, or just a winter date song?
A winter what song?
Winter date song.
Oh, yeah, winter song.
Not a Christmas song.
No.
So why isn't it played on B93, which you work for, in February?
I don't know.
You should take this up to the program director. And Let It Snow. Last one. Let It Snow. Wouldn't you think
winter.
Wouldn't you think a ski resort
winter
would play
song.
that?
Winter.
So why do they get away with it?
I don't know. Marketing.
And why don't they take advantage of it for the royalties? That's the bigger question.
I think those songs are in the public domain. There's no royalties anymore. Like those traditional Christmas songs are not. No one's making any money off them. I think.
Deanne, Troy Sites, friend of the show. I disagree. Deanne Frost so is a Christmas song. It's
like often something about Parson Brown and he can marry us and like the song's not Christmassy at all.
He's a jolly, happy soul with his corn cob pipe and his button nose
and two eyes made out of coal.
It has nothing to do with Christmas.
I mean, like I could look up the lyrics and confirm for sure. I'm not 100%, but
no.
Just to end this segment, I would like to say that Leona Lewis's Christmas song, One More Sleep, has never gotten the credit it deserves. It is top tier up there with Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is. It just didn't get the right PR.
Good. It's good, but it isn't Mariah.
It's great. It's got countdown. It's catchy. It's happy. It's like a kind of fun love song. Nope.
Leona Lewis leaps and bounds behind Mariah.
That's just because you've been a slave to the marketing for Mariah.
It's leaps and bounds behind U2's Baby Please Come Home. Leaps and bounds.
It's a different type of song. I'm comparing her to the Mariah song, not U2.
It's leaps and bounds behind it. It's very good, but it isn't legendary by any means.
It would be legendary if people gave it the attention it deserves.
Well, it's been around for 10 years and it hasn't caught on. It's not just going to jump out of the jukebox somewhere.
Maybe it will.
It took us 1 hour and 6 minutes. I swear for the first time. Yeah. It won't. It won't. Okay, as you drink your Leafs cup, let's end this thing. Chance or no chance Leafs win the cup this year?
What's the question?
Will the Leafs win the cup this year?
No.
Will they win the cup next year?
No.
When do you think the Leafs are going to win the cup?
How long is Austin Matthews' contract still going?
3 years, I think. You know that.
Then I will say maybe in 4 years they'll be a contender. So and I will leave it at that.
So you think he's the problem?
I think the culture around him is the problem and allowing his behavior to have been how it is. I didn't like that guy from day one, and you know that.
Jeff Barker, Vernon, BC guy, good to see you watching there. He also agrees with you that Leafs are not winning the cup this year or next year. I'm assuming, Jeff, good to see you.
I would just like to say I just got a text from my brother and I haven't read it yet, and I feel like he's probably really mad at me about what I just said.
Probably really mad. Anyways, there's the voice of reason every Monday night live on YouTube, 7:00 Mountain Standard Time. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll keep putting these out there every Monday night for your viewing pleasure. It's a lot of fun. Deanne, thanks very much. I know you're not feeling well. Take your frozen concoction and call her good for the night.
Yeah, I'm out of spiced rum because that's what was in here. Tea and spiced rum.
So yeah, get it out of you. Anyways, that's the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. 4 Beer Sports Talk.
Thanks for having me.
No, we'll do it again. I'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meet you in the kitchen.
Where's Bernie?
Not up here.
Maybe he got out.
He didn't. He's in the kitchen.
Bernie doesn't get out. Bernie doesn't like going.
He's taking a nap.
He naps. He
doesn't like to divide the time between me and you. So
yeah, Bernie's very, very Bernie. So anyways, there it is. The 1420 Sports Bar podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Brought to you by SeatGeek.com. The SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420SEAT and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. And there it is. And remember, everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, it's who you're with. Have yourselves a great Monday evening, and we will talk to you again very soon. Make sure you join us for The Voice of Reason at the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. Have yourselves a great night, folks, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. 4 Beer and Sports Talk and a whole lot more, brought to you by SeatGeek. Go to bellyupsports.com for the best of sports articles and podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or wherever it is you get your podcast. Let's get in.